Hey guys, it's Jenna. Welcome back to my channel today. In today's video, we are going to go over my huge Sephora spring VIB sale haul. Super excited to go over this stuff with you. I've actually added some things to my wish list. Some things were removed. I think this is like Christmas for me, so let's get started. I'm gonna get started with the first thing, which is actually this Shiseido facial cotton pack. This isn't a glamorous purchase by any means, but it is a useful one. I still go through these quite a bit when I do my skincare, so this is something that I love. The next item that I picked up is this Nest candle. This is what I did talk about in my wish list video. This is a candle from Nest New York. It is the Wild Mint and Eucalyptus scented candle. It says, clear your mind and awaken your senses with the essence of wild mint, eucalyptus, and basil. The outer packaging of this is beautiful, and as I'm opening it, I can smell it. It's so pretty. Oh yeah, this is definitely eucalyptus smelling. Definitely has a mint aspect too, but I would say the eucalyptus is a little bit more. The candle comes covered with a plastic lid, probably to help kind of keep the scent in place. But here we have the candle itself. This is gorgeous. I love the simplistic design of these Nest candles because it just goes with any home decor. Very, very simplistic. I love how there's just like the slight little details in the glass here. And then once you're done, you can recycle it because it is glass. The next product I picked up is actually from Jo Malone London. This is the smaller version of one of their new spring colognes. This was also on my wish list. I knew I had to try it out because Jo Malone is one of those fragrance companies that I absolutely love. I think they have some beautiful, bright, cheerful fragrances, and this is the cutie. I always laugh when I get the smaller version because I'm like, wow, this really is small, especially because of how luxury of a price point it is. It's definitely a cute little container. You can see here it has the Jo Malone labeling on the front, and I really love the kind of orb for the cap. That's very different for her. This is the 30 milliliter 1 fluid ounce version of Nashi Blossom, and I am going to smell it for the first time. Let's go. I can't really pick it up. I'm going to, maybe because it's fresh, I'm going to spray some on the back of my hand. This is very fresh smelling. I do feel like I smell the lemon the most, but then as it settles into the skin, I think that's when you have that white musk element coming through. It's very interesting though. It almost has that like tangy sourness of the lemon, whereas some fragrances have, you know, the citrusy part, but not so much the tanginess of the fruit, if that makes sense. It's very interesting to describe. Right away, I can tell that I like the permanent collection scents more. This still smells great though, and I'm glad that I added it in for the spring and summer season. The next product I wanted to pick up is actually the new mask from Olaplex, and luckily it did restock for the sale time, so that was really exciting. This is the number 8 bonding mask, and this is supposed to be a moisturizing, smoothing, adds body and shine to the hair for all hair types, hydrates the hair really, really well, supposedly, so I'm really excited. I do love the number 3 treatment from Olaplex. I actually have quite a few hits from the line, so I'm really excited to give this one a go. When it comes to packaging, it's very similar to the rest of the Olaplex line, but this is their 8th addition to their line, which makes sense why it is number 8. I will definitely report back to you on this one. Speaking of hair products, I had to pick up the Briogeo Don't Despair Repair hair mask. This is one, you guys, I've talked your ear off on, I'm sure. I love this one. Out of all the Briogeo masks, this one is my favorite. They do have one in a green tub. They also have this one in like a teddy bear, you know, deeper conditioning mask, and this one is still my favorite. I think it's because this one seems to give my hair a little bit more of that reparative aspect, whereas the other two, even though the other one is deep hydration, I don't know if I notice as much of a difference as I do with the original. Really, really weird, but all masks are good, but this one is great. So I love the smell of this one too. It's kind of like sweet almond. It's just amazing. And it has that perfect consistency, not too thick, not too thin. If you haven't tried this, you're missing out for sure. This next product, you're gonna be shocked. If you've watched me for a while, you know that I have a very weird phobia when it comes to my eyes, and that is eyelash curlers. For some reason, they freak me out. I don't understand. I feel like I'm scared I'm gonna flip my eyelid over or something, and that as a kid used to make me so disgusted when I would see kids do that. ugh, I still have the heebie-jeebies thinking about it. So 2021 is the year that I'm gonna face this fear and lift my lashes with a curler. As funny as you may think that this is the Shiseido eyelash curler. And I'm really excited because this is one that comes very, very highly regarded. Even looking at this freaks me out, you guys. Like I can see it and I'm like, I'm supposed to put my eye on that thing? Like what? Okay, it's so weird. I talk about makeup and I never do this. I'm so scared of tools like this. This is what the tool looks like here. You guys can see. And when I think about eyelash curlers, the Shiseido one is the one that comes to my mind. So I'm glad that I picked a good quality one that a lot of you guys love as well. If you have any tips on how to ease me into this process, please let me know. I'm determined to beat this fear because I feel like it's silly and I can do it. I actually at first kind of freaked out because I saw the packaging for this next item and I thought that I accidentally ordered the original scent. This is the Laneige lip mask and the original comes in a berry scent, so the packaging is very close to this. But actually I did get the one I wanted, which is the sweet candy. So this is a little bit of a different scent of the same product. There's quite a few. There's gummy bear randomly, so this one is sweet candy. And I do like how the packaging is pretty close in color compared to berry, but I'm excited to try something new. And this is a product that I actually just wear at nighttime. You know what it kind of smells like? It kind of smells like Nerds. If you've ever had Willy Wonka Nerds candy. One of these actually lasts me quite a long time just because you don't need a ton. Like it's got quite a bit of a moisturizing element to it. And at night I just like slather my lips with this thing and then I go to bed and my lips look rejuvenated. They look fresh. They look plumped up. They look healthy. This is also not a super flashy Sephora item, but this is very, very useful. These are the slip scrunchies I've talked about, so I did replenish those. And I love these so much. I'm actually just gonna open them and show you. This is the pack here all close up. So you can see there are 2 of the gold, 2 of the black, and 2 of the fun little printed design as well. The back of this box says it's designed to help avoid hair creases, which it 100% does, and because it's made of silk, it's gentle on delicate hair. So my hair being longer and thicker, I actually find that, you know, it can tolerate scrunchies and stuff like that, but the kinks are a big problem, as well as when you put up so much hair on the back of your head, I feel like sometimes it just really hurts after a while. These eliminate both problems, and I will forever be a customer of these because I only have to buy them a couple times a year. The longevity of them is great. 1 pack of these, I'm good for 6 months at least. The next product I picked up is actually the liquid blush from Saie, I think is how you say that brand. This is in the shade Peachy. It is a dew blush. It is a liquid blush. So I'm really excited to test this one out. This is a brand new brand to me, and I'm very, very pleasantly surprised with the packaging of this. I actually thought this was going to be quite lightweight and quite cheap looking when I saw the picture. Basically, I just wasn't sure what to expect, but the packaging reminds me of the Rare Beauty blushes, like the liquid blushes, where it's got like that, it's still plastic, but it's a bit of a thicker feel plastic, and it has a bit of a frostedness to it as well. I personally like a nice peach blush for spring and summers. This is a perfect addition to my collection for right now, especially going into these seasons, although it did snow today, so that's lovely. But the packaging of this looks gorgeous. Shade, like I said, is Peachy. I'm going to swatch it on my hand here and show you. It is quite a true peach blush, I would say. You can see here what I'm talking about. So this is the shade. It's a really nice light peach. Obviously, this is going to be way too much for just one cheek, but pretty excited to give this brand a go. If you've tried this blush, please let me know what you think of them. I had 2 foundations on my wish list, and I ended up picking both of them up because I don't know. I don't know why. I feel like I try really hard to make smart purchases, and sometimes things get by me. This is one of those times. Luckily, I know I love both of these products, so I'm going to use them, but I have quite a few foundations in queue already opened and ones I should use up, so I probably only should have purchased one of them. Definitely a mistake, but not one that I regret too much, given that these are holy grails. These are in the top 5 of all time for sure. The first one is the Guerlain Essential Natural Glow Foundation. This is one that I love. I've absolutely loved this one since it first released. I used one fully in entirety. This is the shade 02N, and I love the packaging of this. I will say the only downside is the scent. If you are scent aversive, this probably won't be for you. I've even had some people message me saying that they love the product and the finish of this, but the scent was just too much. So it just depends on what you think your preferences are. The finish of this one is absolutely stunning on the skin. It just has a really beautiful, like, healthy glow radiance. It's nothing too radiant where it's shiny or anything, but it just looks absolutely stunning. I will say that I try to avoid fragrance on my skin as much as possible, but this is one that I wear the odd time when I want my skin to look perfect. Because I don't wear it every day, I feel like my skin will do better over time if I'm not putting fragrance on it all the time. But oh, just the look of this, it's so, so good. If you want something that doesn't have as much fragrance but still has a very similar glow, we're gonna get to the next one. Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. Now this is one that is pretty similar to the Guerlain one, except there isn't the same fragrance component. The Guerlain smells quite floral in comparison, but when it comes to the finish on the skin, they are both absolutely lovely. So I'm glad I had this one back. This is one that I feel like must have been the first foundation I ever really fell in love with. I absolutely love my La Mer Soft Fluid, probably a little bit more than this one, but this is the first one, like the OG foundation, where I was like, wow, I finally found something that's for my skin and my skin just looks good. This to me, I think, is an absolute must-have if you want that look of a glowy skin result, but you don't want to have that heavy fragrance when you first apply it. So this one is a reward-winning foundation for a reason, one of my favorites. I did end up picking up the Charlotte Tilbury Brow Gel. So this is the well, not the brow gel, sorry. This is the Legendary Brows Quick and Precise Brow Definition Brush and Gel. So it's similar to the Benefit Give Me Brow, or Gimme Brow. Give Me Brow, I really enunciated there. She's released quite a few brow products, but this is the only product that I felt like I would actually use, given that my brows are microbladed. So I actually have quite a nice template to fill in and draw in now, which has made my life so much easier. If you're familiar with the packaging of the Legendary Mascara, the Legendary Lashes, very similar when it comes to the gold metallic, the same font. The brush is actually tinier than the Gimme Brow, and it even has a bit of an angle. I'm gonna see if I can show you guys. If you're able to see that little thing, I'm gonna zoom in. It does have a little bit of an angle, and it's also quite small. The shade I picked up might be a little light. We will see. It didn't have all the shades available, so I picked up light brown. We'll see. I might have to mix it in with my Gimme Brow for it to kind of match, but we'll see how it goes. This one, very excited to test out also. Next, I wanted to show you, I got a full size of the Bobbi Brown Crushed Lip Gloss. This is, I feel, a very underrated product. I think a lot of people do not talk about this. It should have a lot more hype than it actually does. This is the shade I picked up. What did I pick up? I picked up In the Buff. So Bobbi Brown has In the Buff shade in quite a few of her lines. So this is like one of her like staple shades. This has got to be, like I said, it's very, very beautiful. You can see this is the shade here. In the Buff, very, very wearable. I love that it's kind of like that light pink, everyday friendly nude color. Her glosses give the lips a really nice shine and they feel nice and juicy, but they're not sticky, which I really, really like. I will say they are slightly thinner because they're kind of like an oil infused gloss. They're thinner than some of my other favorites like the Pat McGrath Lust Gloss, which we will get to, but it's still a lovely one if you want something very light. Now, because it's light, it is oil infused, it is going to wear away a little bit faster than the Pat McGrath ones. So that's why I like this, just for a quick and easy light wash of color, nice to look put together with. The only downside is the reapplication process, given that it's a thinner formula. Lastly, I want to talk about my Pat McGrath Spring VIP sale items. Now, she is running a sale as well as Sephora, so I've always suggested to you guys, if you want a Pat product and you do feel like you have some patience because she doesn't ship as fast as Sephora, unfortunately, you can go check out her website for 25 to 30% off, which is more of a discount than you even would get as a Rouge member, which is the top tier at Sephora. I picked up 3 of her glosses. I know. Should I have? No. Is this one that kind of flew by me? Yes. Why did I buy 3 of them? Well, I love the formulation. I know I'm going to use them. So that's my excuse, even though it's probably not the smartest decision. But are we allowed some silly decisions sometimes? I'm thinking yes. here are all 3 of the glosses that I picked up. Now, I have tried quite a few from her line and I've used them as I've been going, so that's been awesome. So the one that I have in my collection now is Sunset Rose, one of my absolute favorites. I've also tried Divine Rose. That one has been used up fully. Sunset Rose was used up twice over as well. 2 of these are repurchases and one of them is new. So the first one that's a repurchase is Dare to Bear. This is one that is really nice and light, but it has a really beautiful gold iridescence to it. I don't think my camera is going to be able to pick it up. I'm hoping it can, but I'll swatch it for you also so you can see what I mean. This one is a deeper rose gloss. It also doesn't have any shimmer to it, so you can see it's a high shine lip gloss. The last one that is new, I actually got from a recommendation from one of my subscribers, so thank you for that. This is the Prima Donna one, and it's a really beautiful pink color. Here we have the close-up of Prima Donna, a really beautiful, almost looks like bubblegum pink on my camera here. So here are the swatches of all 3. So you can see on the far left we have Flesh Fantasy, in the middle we have Prima Donna, and then on the far right we have Dare to Bear. I'm hoping that a little bit of that gold is popping through with the Dare to Bear shade. These are so beautiful though, and I think they're all extremely wearable. Lastly, let's talk about the Pat McGrath Mothership palettes that I picked up during the sale as well. The first one I'm going to show you guys is the first Mothership. This is Subliminal. Super, super beautiful. Now here is the first one. This is very interesting because it looks quite cool toned, as you can see, and there's also some elements of some blue in here. We also have some gray tones, quite a few browns and beiges. So this is one that's very interesting to me. I'm going to be doing a new ranking of all my Mothership palettes as well, now that I've added these into my collection, but we do have the addition of the Blitz Astral shades at the end, that really gorgeous blue as well. So here are some of the shades swatched for you. You can see we have that really beautiful purpley blue in the middle. We have that nice gold. That beautiful blue is super stunning on the end. I've also added the Blitz Astral at the very end here so you can see that one. So here we have some examples. Pretty excited about this, not gonna lie. Given that my everyday tastes for makeup typically are pinks and golds, I guess purples and stuff, that's typically like my guilty pleasure when it comes to shades. This was definitely something that I was like, I'm glad I waited for a sale for this because some of the shades are a little bit out of my comfort zone. Next, let's talk about the next Mothership I picked up, which is Subversive. So I got both of these for 30% off. This is one that has really, really surprised me. It is very, very bright and a lot brighter than I thought. Obviously, I knew it was going to be a little bit darker than my other Pat products or my other Pat palettes, but this is one, especially the Astrals at the far end of them, they turned out to be brighter than I was expecting. So here we have Subversive up close. Now, this one also looks stunning. Out of the 2 of them, I think you guys voted that you actually wear the first one more than you wear this one. When it comes to when you own both of them, which one do you wear more? Which one do you prefer? So it was pretty interesting to see that, especially because for me, I don't know what I would wear more actually. So I'm pretty excited to test them out and let you know. But this is one that surprised me, like I said, especially with the 4 on the far right. So here we have some of the shades of Subliminal. You can see that. I feel like the shade on the far right there is a little grungy looking, like kind of like, you know, that gold, a little bit of a green aspect to it. It is a duochrome. I absolutely love these so far though. This is really stunning. The last palette I picked up from the Pat McGrath Spring VIP sale is Midnight Sun. This to me looks like the perfect fall palette, I'll be totally honest. Now, when she released this, like I said, I wasn't super drawn to it right away, especially at the full price. But given that it's on a discount now, I feel like I could justify trying it a little bit more. And a lot of you guys also have said that this one needs a lot more love. So let's swatch, especially the purple. I'm super excited about that. Here we have some of the Midnight Sun swatches. Look at that, that's super pretty. That dark green is gorgeous for fall. I also think that shimmery orangey kind of copper is also super pretty and definitely pops in this palette. Let me know which items you have been picking up from the VIB sale. Now, I totally have another small order coming and I still have my eye on the Dyson Airwrap. However, I haven't seen it restocked yet for this sale. So I'm gonna keep my eyes open. I'm hoping I can purchase it, but if it doesn't work out, that might be a sign as well. You never know. Until my next one, guys, take care and stay safe. Bye, guys.